From Vancouver in beautiful British Columbia, it's the Sagit World Cup of Gymnastics, the biggest international gymnastics event on North American soil since the 1996 Atlanta Summer Olympics.
The gymnastics luminaries are here, beginning with Ivan Ivankov. The world all-round champion from Belarus commands respect. Olympic silver medalist Alexei heads the Russian delegation. Nemov captured both floor and vault world championship gold. His teammate, Alexei Bondarenko, rose to new heights at the last World Championships, getting a firm grasp on the all-round silver. Sparkling Svetlana Khorkina reigns as the world all-round champion. The Russian showed great form in winning Olympic and World Championship gold. Romania's team is formidable, led by Simona Amanar, a vault gold medalist at the Olympics and World Championship team gold recipients. And never overlook China. Bi Wenjing took hold of Olympic silver on the uneven bars, chalking up great international performances en route to stardom. Canada's competitors have youth and promise, led by Olympian Ivan Tusek, still just 18, and youngsters Sarah Deegan and rising star Veronique Leclerc. A little more seasoned are the Canadian men, including former national champ Peter Schmid and British Columbia native Richard Aikida, right at home in this World Cup event.
The stage is set for World Cup Gymnastics as we bring you inside the PNE Coliseum in Vancouver. Good afternoon and welcome to our coverage. I'm Mark Lee along with Carol Orchard and Carol. 11 of the 12 reigning world champions have assembled here today, making this a rare opportunity to see the best. This is an absolute showcase of pure star power. If you enjoyed Atlanta 96, you're going to love this. The very best gymnasts in the entire world are gathered here for a head-to-head competition on only their best events. The chance to watch something like this certainly makes the long wait for Sydney 2000 bearable. Okay, some of the big names on the marquee. Alexei Nemov of Russia, he's the artist. There's the incomparable Simona Amanar of Romania, not to mention some Canadians who are accomplished in their own right. Whenever a Canadian gets the chance to compete among world and Olympic champions, it's absolutely inspirational, and it actually helps elevate the caliber of the entire national program. So we're hoping for some very good performances from our Canadians. There's a lot they can learn by watching Nemov, the artist. This is his canvas, and he's determined to paint a masterpiece here. On the women's side, Amanar, pure technical genius. When she's on automatic pilot, there's no stopping her. But we have royalty in the house tonight. Both of the world all-around champions are here. Ivan Ivankov of Belarus is in the best shape of his entire life. And on the women's side, Svetlana Khorkina, the diva, will dazzle you. This should be great, and this is the fourth and final stop on this World Cup tour. They've already been to Stuttgart, Zurich, and Paris. So what matters most here in Vancouver? What counts here? All the pressure is on, and actually the buck stops here. Not only is the $100,000 prize money very motivating, but the rules indicate to qualify for the World Cup final in Sabai, Japan, they take their best 2 scores from Europe, but they must count their scores from Vancouver. So their performances here are critical. All right, here's the menu today. Carol will be by with Chalk Talk. I'll profile Romanian coach Octavian Belu. We'll hear from the titleists in World Cup clips, and we'll have all 10 event finals, beginning with the men's floor exercise. The sequences here are to be original and reveal the strength, agility, and control of each man. And this is Xiaopeng of China. He's only 16. And Carol, he's the bronze medalist from the World Championships 1 year ago.
Mark, it really is incredible. At age 16, he already performs like a veteran. Lovely opening whip, 1.5, 1.5. What impresses me about Xiaopeng is his clean, classic lines. Good cover there, landed a little short. There'll be very little deduction for that. Now here you can see his pommel horse work is a little sluggish, not as intricate as some of the performances we're bound to see yet to come. At age 16, he has years left of strength development that will further improve his performances on every event. Two and a half twists. standing in the corner a little too long, but preparing for the big line. Double layout to finish, and he just manages to hang on to it.
So Li Xiaopeng of China with some difficulty in his final routine there on the landing, and that could be costly as we await his marks.
Li's first two lines were well performed. This is his whip back. 1.5, 1.5.
He really defies the laws of gravity, doesn't he?
He really does.
And now the marks for Li Xiaopeng of China, the current leader on the World Cup Tour, and a 9.20, and so that stumble at the end of his routine knocked down his score. Still on the floor, Alexei Bondarenko of Russia. He's the national champion and the World Championship silver medalist in the all-round competition from a year ago. Tiny athlete with great power and unquenchable thirst to train. He's often called his coaches up on the weekend when they want a day off.
Lots of pressure on his shoulders. Now ranked second in the world, but he's not showing it at all. That was a double twisting double back. Very popular tumbling line. Whip 1.5, 1.5, but watch this. This is where he's getting most of his bonus points.
Wow.
Now there's nothing sluggish about his pommel horse work. Great speed, great power. Oh, he started with Guguladze, went into a spindle, and that's a Fedorchenko. Mark, he could almost walk off the floor now. He has so many bonus points racked up. The men don't have dance or choreography, so you'll often see these small side passes. They get marks for it, but it's also a method to get back into the corner to prepare for the major tumbling line like this. Full twisting double back. He nails it down. It's a little low. That'll be a minor deduction, but the main thing is he stuck the landing.
Alexei Bondarenko of Russia.
Take a look at this. Beautiful speed and extension. That's the spindle. Heads back up into handstand. Pommel horse experts do very well on floor.
9.6 for Bondarenko, who sets the bar high for Alexei Nemov of Russia, who's still to come. Here's Peter Schmid of Burlington, Ontario, who is contemplating this new plan to centralize Canada's training in advance of the Commonwealth Games this fall.
To be competitive with the rest of the competitors in the world, I think we need to gear our training more towards a centralized approach, I guess you could say. Get the guys together, train either at training camps or have a centralization, place to centralize, I should say. And then from there, I think we could do a whole lot better.
Peter Schmid, competing out of the Burlington Boys Gymnastics Club, saying that this is a great opportunity, Carol, for Canadians to compete among the finest athletes on home turf.
And that's one of the finest tumbling lines you're likely to see. Now, that's the same line that Bondarenko opened with, and Peter did it better. Oh, just a touch down. Now, the judges will count that as a fall. And it's funny, that line is so much easier for him to do than the double twisting double back that he opened with.
Tough break for Schmid.
Now, he will have to keep his concentration because he has a huge tumbling line planned for the end of his routine, and that's when the fatigue sets in. No trouble there. Full twisting double back, as nicely done as Bondarenko. He is setting the standard for Canadian gymnastics. Peter is a large athlete, strong, powerful, but this is where he could have used some extra airtime, extra power. He had to touch down. Good attempt to cover, but the judges are going to nail him.
Yes, they do. 8.20, the score for Peter Schmid, and so the fall hurts his final score despite his strong recovery on the floor. Not too happy.